And we're going to hide and add to stream. And Babs, you're live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. This is our morning meditation. My name's Barbara Kane, and I'm one of the licensed spiritual practitioners with the Triangle Center. And for our meditation this morning, I'm going to do a reading from 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And then we're going to have a silent meditation for about 15 minutes. And then I will do a closing reading. Today's reading is I am always glad. I'm always God and always glad. I will be lighthearted as a bird and live with God. I sing a song of joy today, of praise and gratitude. I know that my health, my physical well-being, my mental poise and peace are drawn from the infinite source. Today I know that the healing presence of life is within me forever, restoring my mind and body. Body and mind are one in spirit. Physical health is a state of wholeness in mind as well as in body. My body is a servant of the spirit within me. My mind is an offspring of pure spirit. There is a silent reaction going on between the spirit within me, which is God, my mind, which receives impression from the divine source, and my body, which is the servant of the spirit. Today I hold a communion with the invisible presence that peoples the world with manifestations of its life, its light, and its love. I withdraw the veil that hides my real self and draw close to the spirit in everything and in everyone. I anticipate everything that is worthy of the soul. I accept everything that belongs to the spirit. I claim everything that partakes of the nature of the divine reality. And now I invite you to take something from that reading that speaks to you into the meditation with you. And so just relax in your chair or on your bed or on the floor, wherever you find yourself, and take a nice deep breath and let it out slowly as you relax. And now we're going to go into silent meditation. I invite everyone now to start bringing their attention back into their bodies and back into the room. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit and take a breath. And I will read the closing prayer. I believe the Spirit within me, which is God, makes perfect and peaceful the way before me. In this faith and knowledge, I discover a great peace of mind, a deep sense of belonging, a complete realization that God is right where I am. I put my whole trust in God and feel an intimate relationship with the power and presence that controls everything. And so it is. And I thank you for joining me today for our morning meditation and invite you to join us for our full service, which begins at 10:15. Now go take a little bio break, grab a cup of coffee, and we'll see you back here in about 8 minutes. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. First off, I would just like to say thank you so very much for your flexibility over these last couple of weeks. You know, sometimes the world just unfolds in ways that we cannot imagine, and we have to punt. We have to be flexible and we have to make things work. And so I'm very grateful for everyone's flexibility and being able to be just electronic again this week. Thank you so very much. We will be back at the 4 Points by Sheridan next Sunday, October 2nd. So we will see you there live and in person at the 4 Points by Sheridan over by the airport. So thank you very much. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. We are part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And at Centers for Spiritual Living, we believe that there is one power and presence that is back of everything that there is. That is the creative energy that created everything, those things that we can see, those things that we cannot see. And we know that we were created in its image and likeness. And because of that, we too have the ability to create. And in fact, we are creating the experiences of our lives every moment of every day. And for me, that's the really good news, because if I'm not liking the particular experience that I am having, then I have the ability to change my experience, to change my thinking and change my life. And we come together on Sundays and Wednesday evenings and oftentimes for classes and for social events to support each other as we walk this spiritual path, to remind each other who we are and what we are truly capable of, and to support each other as we create lives that we love to live and work together to create a world that works for everyone. So we are really, really glad that you have chosen to invite us into your homes today. We most Sundays we have a flower dedication, and today our flower dedication is for all of our Jewish brothers and sisters who are celebrating Rosh Hashanah. Excuse me. Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year, and it is one of Judaism's holiest holidays. Rosh Hashanah, meaning head of the year or the first of the year, begins on the first day of Tishrei, the 7th month of the Hebrew holiday, which falls sometime during September or October. Rosh Hashanah commemorates the creation of the world and marks the beginning of the days of awe, a 10-day period of introspection and repentance that culminates in the Yom Kippur holiday, also known as the Day of Atonement. I love that. 10 days of awe. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the two high holy days in the Jewish religion. Rabbi Brad Hirschfield says, Rosh Hashanah is about relationships, whether between individuals and the God in whom they believe, communities and the traditions which define them, or simply between individuals. Whether any God or tradition is part of their lives, it is all about sustaining relationships, which sustains us and helps us to do the same for others. So here are some beautiful flowers. Happy Rosh Hashanah. I would like to thank Barbara Kane for her lovely meditation this morning, which enlarged the container that our service will unfold within. Thank you so very much, Babs. And now, speaking of Babs, let's welcome her back to the screen.
Hi, everybody. I've got a little secret. Some of you know it, some of you don't. Tomorrow is Reverend Dusty's birthday. So we have a beautiful flower dedication for her. And this dedication is from Ava Ladocha. And on the occasion of her birthday tomorrow, she says, "You have guided our community through the pandemic and have shown yourself to be an exemplary example of courage under pressure, bravery in the face of overwhelming odds, and perseverance through these trials. You have done it all with grace and resilience, so much so that most people wouldn't even notice how much work and effort it took to keep the center running smoothly. Each Sunday and Wednesday service, every class and social event was brought forth from your unconditional love, welcomed wisdom, and selfless commitment to serving our community. We have loved playing with and laughing with you as your light shines so bright. On this beautiful day, we celebrate your birthday with all the fervor that you serve our community. If this was going to happen. Dusty, our dear friend and leader, we see you, we love you, and we know who you really are. Happy birthday.
Thank you so very much, Ava. Thank you so very much to the community. The flowers that I showed you, Ava, actually snuck over here this morning and put outside of my door. So thank you for those. Thank you for really all of the love that I feel all of the time from this wonderful community. I love getting older with you, and I will continue to do so for as long as I'm able. Thank you so very much, everyone. I love you.
Okay, the theme for the year 2022 is Living Everyday Wonder. Our theme for the month of September is Work. Dusty's talk title is Falling Forward. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. And so it is. Excuse me. See, once I get choked up, it takes longer for me to get unchoked up. Sorry. Okay, so I invite everyone to turn within and open your hearts and minds and allow the healing sounds of the crystal bowl to simply wash over you. everyone now to bring their attention back into their bodies and into the room. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness.
The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths, as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exception. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Carol and Heather. And now I invite you to turn within again as I speak a blessing on our service. Today is a good God day. Today, everyone in our congregation and those that are in our families, our retreated ones, our loved ones, our neighbors, are all one in this wonderful universe of light and love that Spirit has created. And so inside of this container of light and love, I speak a blessing on Reverend Dusty as she brings forth her beautiful message today, a message that opens us up to the true message that fills our consciousness with a new understanding of who and what we are. And I speak a blessing on our congregation, knowing that each and every one of us derives the inspiration from this place. I speak a blessing on all the volunteers that have come forth to bring this service to you. Heather Abbott, Ava Padosha doing IT, Karen Bailey as our musical inspiration. My dog Scrambles in the background, bringing love to you all. And I know that this moment in time lifts us all up with joy and inspiration. And so it is. The reading today is from Teddy Roosevelt. He says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and blood, who strived valiantly, who errs, who comes again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while doing greatly." Okay, we're going to add this one to my list of ones that make me cry. That was beautiful. Now I would like to introduce our delightful, wonderful, beautiful, and amazing songstress, Karen Daly. Welcome, Karen.
Hey, good morning. Wow, now you're going to make me cry, so I'm just going to get going here. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. This is a song called Oceans by Hillsong. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Feet may fail and fear surrounds me. You've never failed, and you won't start now. And I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. And you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your light. And I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Thank you.
Woo! Absolutely beautiful song, Karen. Thank you so very much. Sung beautifully. Perfect song for today. As always, thank you for being with us. It was amazing. So, Babs, I don't want to call you out here, because what I want to say is that I did the very same thing when I very first read the talk title, and I'm sure that others did the same thing when they saw it on Wednesday's newsletter, or perhaps they saw it on the screen. It's actually not falling forward, it's failing forward, F-A-I-L. That I next to that L looks like two of them when you're just looking at it quickly. But it's actually failing forward. And as I sat with that talk title, I really began to like it more and more. I had never seen those two words put together in a sentence like that. And yet it began to really resonate with me in kind of an inspirational kind of way. Now, it would be my belief that there are very few of us who have made it this far in our lives without experiencing a failure, or perhaps 2 or 3 in our lifetime. Moments when we felt like we did not reach our goal, or missed the mark, or fell short, or came in last, or lost a relationship, or really quit before the project was completed. Failure is the act of falling short of any particular goal, the state or event of not meeting a desired or intended objective, an unsuccessful enterprise or thing, or perhaps breaking down, as in heart failure. Now, the one definition of failure that I find very disheartening is when we take this event, this one small moment in time, and use it to define who we are. As in, I am incompetent, or I am a loser, or I am a failure. It's one moment in time. And that one moment in time can never truly ever describe who we are at our core. At our core, we are a divine emanation of the divine. So if you hear nothing else in this message tonight, what I really want you to hear is the invitation that each and every single one of us remember that our words have power. That I am is a prayer that we send out into the universe, and stop saying, I am a failure. You're not a failure. It's one moment in time, an event that you are experiencing. The bottom line is that our unique perspective as metaphysicians finds its origin in all of the lessons that we have learned throughout our lifetime. And from those lessons, we determine for ourselves what is good or what is bad, what works for us or what doesn't work for us. And by good or bad, what I mean is what adds to our life or what takes away from our life, what raises us up or what holds us down. Thus, we could look at any failure as a negative event, or perhaps as an opportunity to go in a new direction. We can allow failure to hold us down or keep us stuck in any particular pattern of living, or we can rise like a phoenix up out of the ashes to new and greater heights. Failure is not a reason to stop going for our dreams or to berate ourselves for missing the mark. We can choose to allow this failing to propel us forward. And as long as there is a reason to move or to grow or to shift, there is potential for each and every single one of us to continue in this ongoing search for purpose or for passion or for a greater opportunity to somehow serve the world. Now, the new perspectives, considerations, ideas, or revelations or insights that become available to us through this so-called failure are really amazing if we are willing to trust and to lean into wonder. Now, we have been talking about wonder throughout this whole year. And what I'd like you to remember in this moment is that wonder actually connects us to our innate curiosity. It allows us to tap into our imagination and invites us to create positive change. In that moment, that exact moment that we might be considering a failure, we can use our imagination and use our curiosity to create positive change for ourselves. We all experience success and failures in life, and just as our life teaches us that the lesson of success is to not let it go to our heads, then we would be wise to not let our failures consume our hearts. But oftentimes that's exactly what we do. We allow it to consume our hearts and to define who we are in the world. So the invitation is to know that often things will not go as planned. I cannot tell you how many times I have had a plan in my life and then watched as some other plan unfolded all around me. And oftentimes what I realized was that it was a pretty darn good plan, perhaps even better than the one that I had. But my job in that moment was to keep moving forward, to not give up when it appeared like things were not working out in the way that I had wanted them to. It doesn't mean that they're not going to work out. The truth about failure is that it does not have to mean that one's idea is flawed, or that it is invalid, or that we are not good enough. Failure means that there is something to be learned or to be gained, or that perhaps there just needs to be a simple course correction. And with that simple course correction, it could be all that is necessary. Another way to reframe this idea of failure is to consider that failure is an opportunity that is perhaps just showing up at the right and perfect moment, that it can be a chance to reevaluate and to come back even stronger with better reasoning, or with a more focused resolve, or a clearer intention, or even better resources. Oftentimes, the next time around, it's easier to attain the goal or the outcome or the intention. In short, failure points to the possibility that there is always an even greater blessing ahead, and that we just need to keep moving forward. The underlying truth is that there is more potentiality and more possibility and more to gain from failure than there is to lose. Failing forward in our lives just means that we are willing to change and to adapt, that we are willing to grow and to evolve. The real work is in determining what's next. Wonder allows a person to be able to move beyond the stigma of failure to a place of wonder, to a place of what if, or what's next. Basically, this idea of failing forward is an invitation to not give up, to keep going, and to take the opportunity to really wonder about what could be and allow it to be so, no matter what. Now, I'm absolutely sure that the most of us have heard the axiom, winners never quit and quitters never win. Now, just because the axiom may seem trite because we've heard it time and time again doesn't mean that it's not true. Whether you call it determination or grit or old-fashioned hard work, the will to keep going is a vital component of success. Last week, our Wednesday night service took a deeper dive into determination, and I said that determination is a firmness of purpose or resoluteness, that specifically being determined means having a firm decision or a goal and not wavering in our pursuit of achieving it. For example, an athlete or even just a person may have a goal of finishing a marathon, no matter how long it takes them to do it or no matter how much hard work is involved. They are determined to finish a marathon. And that determination gives them the motivation to keep getting up early to run day after day after day, and also to push through the really tough moments of the race itself. Their determination outlasts any other factors that may threaten their resolve. Determination is a skill that's very necessary for accomplishing any kind of goal or objective. Oprah Winfrey had determination. I don't know if you know it or not, but she was once demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Her determination did not allow her to quit or to call herself a failure, as she became the host of a multi-award-winning talk show, and perhaps one of the most influential women on the planet. Our innate talents may create opportunities, but we have to put in the work, the real work, in order to make the opportunities a reality. Hard work is so important that even if we are of average talent, that we can still use determination to transform what we are able to do into success. Take Michael Jordan, for example. Did you know that he was cut from his high school basketball team? He was average. He was cut from the team. And when he was cut from the team, he went home, he locked himself in his room, and he cried himself to sleep. And after that, he got up and he used the determination within him to transform that failure into success. He was a 6-time NBA champion, a 5-time NBA most valuable player, and a 4-time NBA All-Star. Determination is about staying focused on a goal and using that focus to keep us moving forward. With determination, we're able to keep going no matter the obstacles or the challenges that might show up on our path. Fired from a newspaper job for, get this, lacking imagination and having no original ideas, Walt Disney went on to create Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney Studios, and to win 22 Academy Awards for his creativity. His legacy survives today through his determination. The truth is that each of us at some point in time or another will be confronted by difficult circumstances. Life sometimes has a way of happening in ways that are very different from the way that we had planned them to happen. Unexpected circumstances rush at us from every side. The question to ask ourselves is, when I am faced with obstacles, will I push forward or will I quit? Other qualities that can help us to move forward through these moments in our lives are perseverance and grit. Perseverance is the commitment to follow through on what we say that we're going to do. We have the freedom to choose what course of action that we will take. And we can allow the difficult circumstances to crush us, or we can allow them to make us stronger. Take this gentleman, for example. His fiancée died. He failed in a business. He suffered a nervous breakdown, and he was later defeated in 8 elections. Yet despite these obstacles, Abraham Lincoln went on to become the 16th president of the United States. He had perseverance. Steve Jobs had perseverance. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed after being unceremoniously removed from the company that he had started. He later went on to co-found Apple Incorporated and Pixar Studios. Steve Jobs had perseverance. Grit is defined as perseverance and passion. In the context of behavior, grit is defined as a firmness of character or an indomitable spirit. Over the years, many studies have been conducted that say that the best predictor of success isn't intelligence, and it isn't physical conditioning, and it isn't even leadership ability, but it is the ability to persevere and the presence of grit. Think about a football game in which one of the teams is able to move its way down the entire field all the way to the opponent's 1-yard line. Now, it's awesome, right, that they've gotten that far. However, it's meaningless unless they have the grit in order to be able to move that ball the 36 inches, into the end zone. To push through our own 1-yard lines in life, we have to begin to recognize where we are stuck. We have to become aware of what is holding us back, and we have to be willing to let loose the self-defeating barriers of inaction and indecision and insecurity. If we're ready to push past the 1-yard lines of our lives, then there are actually many tiny choices and many tiny actions that we can make every day of our lives that will allow us to make it into that end zone and to avoid failure. The invitation is to adopt the 100-yard mindset and be willing to do whatever it takes. I believe that all three of these qualities are intertwined: determination, perseverance, and grit, and that they work together to keep us moving forward. And not only are they intertwined and connected, I believe that in a perfect world, they would be held together by passion, by doing what lights us up, what twirls our skirt, and what gets us up in the morning. We are being called to do what is important to us. Not to anybody else, but what is important to us. And what is important to us is what we were created to do, what is ours to do. And if it is ours to do, then it is important for the entire world. Now, sometimes the lesson of failure is not to make success certain, but to really show us how to fail. That there are ways to fail that really are filled with grace and sincerity and possibility. A single instance of failure can teach us more than a lifetime of successes. So when life happens, how do we deal with the pain and move forward? What makes some people flourish despite facing adversity or stressful situations, while others get stuck and crumble under the weight of it all? I believe that it is the power of resilience. Now, resilience, by definition, is the human ability to adapt in the face of tragedy, trauma, threats, and ongoing significant stressors, such as serious health problems, workplace stress, and financial difficulties. Resilience is what gives people the psychological strength to cope with stress and hardship. It's the mental and emotional reservoir of strength and faith that people are able to call upon in times of need. Being resilient doesn't mean that a person doesn't experience difficulty or distress. Resilience simply means that the person has the ability to bounce back from difficult experiences and situations. Now, this gentleman was unable to speak until he was almost 4 years old. And his teachers said that he would never amount to much. And yet, Albert Einstein went on to become a theoretical physicist and a Nobel Prize winner. Resilient people do not fall into despair or hide from problems, but instead face life's difficulties head on. They handle the difficulties and the challenges with strength and in ways that foster growth. And in many cases, they emerge even stronger than they were beforehand. Psychologists believe that resilient people are better able to handle adversity and to rebuild their lives after catastrophic events. Resilience is rooted in a tenacity to really tap into spirit and a determination to embrace all that makes life worth living in the face of overwhelming odds. For example, another example for you today is Thomas Edison, who was told that he was too stupid to learn much of anything, and that he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. He later went on, of course, to invent the incandescent light bulb by virtue of his pleasant personality. Now, the examples that I've given this morning are not people whose lives who can never be emulated. They are actually ordinary people who were able to do extraordinary things through their innate determination, grit, perseverance, and resilience. So I leave you with 3 practical ideas today to be able to use in order to do the same. Number 1, do what must be done. Now, this really has to do with staying stuck, about staying somewhere, whether it's a job or a relationship or a situation that is no longer serving. A place that maybe feels comfortable because it's familiar, but is no longer bringing us joy. We have to be willing to do what needs to be done. We have to be willing to make the changes that need to be made. Number 2, know who you are. The invitation here is to do the inner work that is necessary to be fully and deeply grounded in our awareness of who we are as divine manifestations of the divine, and to discover exactly what it is that we have come here to do. Each of us is a child of God, created in its image and likeness and imbued with all of its God qualities. The belief in something greater than ourselves and knowing that we are all connected one to the other is absolutely the key to living a successful life. And number 3, keep the faith. The underlying idea here is that we can act on the belief that a better day is coming, or we can give up. We always have choice in the matter. For me, this is an invitation to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that, like the acorn, we have everything that we need within us to thrive, to be all that we were created to be, to accomplish all that we were created to accomplish. The universe is always for us and never against us. The wonder of life is that it is always creating more and more life. It is the very nature of life to grow and to expand. The nature of life is our nature, and it is in the natural interest of all evolutionary life to give us everything that we need to grow and to thrive. It actually helps everyone, and it helps the planet. So the invitation is to keep the faith. Our work is to embody the willingness to continue to move forward, even when things don't happen according to our plan. As a spiritual practice, wonder can show us the divine plan that is behind and within everything. It can make the distance from between where we are right now to where we want to go that much more exciting. The willingness to fail forward can make our work a beautiful, crazy, and exciting journey. So fail forward, and fail forward often. And so it is. Thank you all so very much. I invite you to turn within, to close your outer eyes. So turn. It is here with my eyes closed that I recognize that power and presence, that spark of the divine that is within me and surrounding me. I call this presence God. But I know that it goes by many different. It is the very presence of joy, of creativity, of peace, of love, of abundance, of grace, of wisdom. I know that it is that which created me. out of itself in a moment of unconditional love. I know that where I am, God is always in its fullness and in its wholeness. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely the truth for each and every single one of us, that we are all divine emanations of God, ambassadors of its presence on the planet, here to bring forward its peace, its joy, its creativity, its love, its abundance, its freedom, and its wisdom. And it is from that place of unity, that deep and abiding connection that we have through this golden thread of God stuff that weaves itself through all of life, that I speak these words about and for each of us today. Truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation, and that our lives are always guided, guarded, sourced, fueled, and funded by that which created us in the first place. That we are tapped into that energy. And that when we allow ourselves to align ourselves with it, we are more than capable of living the lives that we were created to live. And that the experiences that we have on the planet, whether we call them good or we call them bad, are all here for a reason. They are all here for our learning, that they are all here to bring us forward in a way that allows us to bring forward who and what we were created to be. They give us insight. They give us revelation. They allow us to understand in a way that we might not have understood from our successes, who we are and why we are here. And so I claim ease and grace for us around greeting every so-called failure with grace, greeting it with gratitude, greeting it with thanksgiving, knowing that it is a gift, that each and every single time we miss the mark is a gift for us to rise above, to take into our experience and to grow from and to expand from. And I claim ease and grace for us around doing so, knowing that we are guided as we do so by listening to that inner wisdom, that inner small voice within us, that's that voice of the divine that is always speaking to us. And I'm so grateful to speak this truth and to know this, to speak these words into that law that only ever says yes, that closed my words in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them with love and gratitude and full expectation of their manifestation, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves and for each other and for each and every sentient being on the planet, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It is now time for our conscious giving. Now, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and contributes to the experience of sufficiency in the world. Please see on your screen the different ways that you can give. Number one, visit our website at www.trianglecsl.org. Text your gift to us by using the word give to the following number, 919-230-8445, or mail your gift to our office. Our new address is P.O. Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. In this moment, I invite everyone in the comfort of your own homes to place your hand on your heart with your gift or simply an intention for yourselves or for our community. And let's say our offering affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. And now, please welcome back Barbara Keene.
Hello again. And let's see. If anyone would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the homepage, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that button and fill in the request form, and we will get that prayer and send it out to all of the ministers and the practitioners. Also, if anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyrippelmeyer@yahoo.com. And here's something exciting coming up. Join us for our Foundations class. The class is a 10-week entry-level class for the study of science of mind. It's a personal exploration of the 10 core concepts of the science of mind philosophy, faith, and way of life, and their application in the process of daily living. You will complete this class with increased poise, confidence, and power in every area of your life. It is a game changer. The class will be held on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 9:30, beginning Tuesday, September 27th, this Tuesday coming up, and will run through Tuesday, December 6th, with no class on Tuesday, November 8th. There is a one-time prayer workshop that will be held on Saturday, October 29th from 9 to 4. The class is facilitated by Reverend Dusty. The cost is $245. Payment plans are available. Required books are The Science of Mind and Living the Science of Mind, both by Ernest Holmes. This is a great class. Even if you've done it, do it again. It really will rev up your life. And join us on Friday, October 7th for our movie night at the Lodge at Crossroads. The movie will be the 2008 comedy drama starring Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson, The Bucket List, which, as you all know, has kind of become part of our common parlance. But this is the movie that phrase came from. Corporate billionaire Edward Cole and working class mechanic Carter Chambers have nothing in common except for their terminal illnesses. While sharing a hospital room together, they decide to leave it to do all the things they've ever wanted to do before they die, according to their bucket list. In the process, both of them heal each other, become unlikely friends, and ultimately find joy in life. The movie starts at 6:30. Please bring your own beverage and a snack to share if you would like to do so. The address is 200 Brisbane Woods Way, Cary, 27518. And another fantastic opportunity coming up. Join psychic therapist Vincent Jenna on Sunday, October 16th from 12:15 to 2 for a discussion of his first book, The Secret That's Holding You Back. In the book, he explains the mechanisms and processes at work your brain has unconsciously created that block and even sabotage your efforts to create a meaningful life. The bottom line is, you don't believe what you think you believe. Join him as he shares his insights following our service at 4 Points by Sheraton RDU at 1200 Clarence Circle, Morrisville. Please do not forget to bring your copy of the book for Vinny to sign. There will also be copies available for purchase. And join Reverend Andy Ross on Sunday, October 23rd from 12:15 to 2 for a discussion of his new book, Creation. This second volume of his Theology for the Here and Now is a meditation on God's creative process. Why does God create? How does God create? What's the purpose of God's creation? Come and explore these questions and more. And don't forget to bring a copy of the text for Andy to sign, and there will also be copies available for purchase. The event will be held following the service at 4 Points by Sheraton RDU at 1200 Clarence Circle in Morrisville. Both of these events are just the beginning of the events that we will facilitate following our services on Sunday. There will be time following the service as we restore the room and pack away our equipment for lunch. The suggestion is that you bring a sack lunch or run out to one of the restaurants in the area and get something to go. We will set up a few tables to accommodate everyone. And now, in the comfort of your own home, please stand for our September affirmation. This is a call and response. Please say it with meaning. Will experience in this world 24/7, 365.
I am a being living out the experience in this world 24/7, 365.
The work I do contains spiritual elements of meaning and meaningfulness, good and goodness.
The work I do contains spiritual elements of meaning and meaningfulness, good and goodness.
As an extension of my passion for the world, my work is about more than a result or an outcome.
As an extension of my passion for the world, my work is about more than a result or an outcome.
I believe that the work of my soul is creating a life that matters. Therefore, every day is an opportunity to embark upon a personal journey to make meaning through my work.
I believe that the work of my soul is creating a life that matters. Therefore, each day is an opportunity to embark upon a personal journey to make meaning through my work.
Reverently listening for what it wishes for me to represent, I persevere with the strength of spirit.
Reverently listening for what it wishes for me to represent, I persevere with the strength of spirit.
The dream of God is awake and alive in me, and I say yes to bringing it to life through and as me.
The dream of God is awake and alive in me, and I say yes to bringing it to life through and as me.
And so it is.
So in this moment, before we go into prayer, we have to remedy something. I made a huge mistake. It's not like I haven't done this before numerous times in my life. Perhaps, Ava, you might want to come over and take your flower dedication back. But I need to welcome the lovely, the superbly talented and amazing Karen Daly back for her second song.
Hello. What an amazing job of failing forward, Dusty. See, you're just giving us a little lesson. Thank you so much. What a great sermon that was. We'll wrap this up with a little song called I Hear a Call. I hear a call, now will I answer, forsake my own to serve another. Though darkness falls, stay a believer. I hear a call, now will I answer. I see a light, now will I follow, fill up this life grows more hollow, make joy reside. Where there lives sorrow, I see a light. Now will I follow. I hear a call from out of nowhere, and from everywhere I go, I hear a call. Now will I answer. I feel a touch. Now will I hold on, be there with love for those with no one, with a kindness such it lives though I am gone. I feel a touch. Now will I hold on. I hear a call from out of nowhere, and from everywhere I go, I see a light. Now will I follow. I feel a touch. Now will I hold on. I hear a call. Now will I answer.
Happy almost birthday, Dusty.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As always, Karen, just wonderful and amazing. Thank you so much. And now let's turn within as I say a benediction. And this is from Unity. I love this. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The mind of God guides me. The life of God flows through me. The laws of God direct me. The power of God abides within me. The joy of God uplifts me. The strength of God renews me. The beauty of God inspires me. Wherever I am, God is. I'm so grateful to know that this is the truth. And so we go forward into our lives knowing that this is the truth for each one of us, and filled with love and joy and peace at the wonderful blessing of the opportunity for us to gather together today. So with love, I release this word into the law, and so it is. Bye, everybody. We'll see you in person next week.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. See you next week at the